that says coaches only, or just says coaches. Okay? Good. All right. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you're there and you have it. We're not lost. All right, great. Okay, so go ahead and take 2 minutes to complete your do now. You're going to look at the 3 questions, but only respond to 2 of them. Okay? Choose 2 questions to respond to in your handouts. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Love the head nods and the shoulder shimmies while we're completing this do now silently and independently. We have about 1 minute left. If you're done early, go back and review your work, check for spelling and any grammatical errors. If I were in my second grade class, I would say make sure your letters are capitalized at the beginning of the sentence. And you have your ending punctuation marks. My older students, I would say, make sure your thoughts are complete and they're full, and you add any details to your writing. All right, go ahead and finish up your last thought in 3, 2, and 1. I will take a volunteer. Go ahead and share your response to one of the questions in your do now or your handout. Go for it. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, excellent. We have snaps, snaps, snaps. Excellent. Go ahead, Amber. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Look, I was with you. Go ahead, Kristen. Absolutely, yes. We're doing a lot of foundational work, and we build on that work throughout the school year. So don't be alarmed if you feel like I'm not hitting every single thing, because during the school year, we continue to build on what you set as a foundation as coaches for the summer. All right, go ahead and grab your culture tenant. Which one are you grabbing? Go ahead and grab that one. Hold it close. Hold it dear. Rita, that is a good look. I'm going to use that forever and ever. All right. So this session is all about ISB, okay, which is another major component of the coach role. facilitating content questions. I heard Kristen say like, "Ooh, content is where I love to be." So, like all our content lovers, this is where you live, okay? In this bucket, with ISB, we are really digging into that content knowledge. Okay, we're really digging into like making those lesson plans come alive, giving meat to the lesson planning, really digging into sessions. We're going to learn about our vision of ISB. We're going to learn about what ISB session formats look like. I'm sorry, similar to what you did during your interviews. So those ISB sessions are the same exact session that we gave you for your interview, where we again make that content come alive. All right. I want to just call out that we're going to give a high level view, and then we will again pare down so that we can see like where we are in high level, that foundation, and then kind of pare down to see what actually goes into those sessions. All right, go ahead and read our objectives, and then show me on your fingers which one are you excited to cover. 1, 2, or 3. Rita is excited about 2. Amber is 3. Kristen is joining the 2 bandwagon. So is Kelsey. So is Courtney. Stevie and Mia are excited about 3. I'm excited about them all, so let's keep going. All right. So here's some things that we can expect to see during ISB sessions, okay? Go ahead and take 1 minute to look at each focus area. And again, these are in your handouts. You also have a PDF version of this, and it's on the board. What's resonating? What's coming up for you? What questions do you have? Again, kind of overall questions. Go for it, or resonating, Kelsey. I love it. And if for those who didn't hear her, it aligns with the instructional framework of Baltimore City Schools. So because our residents, and it's again no shade to any other certifying company or organization rather, but like Teach for America kind of like does this like overall like you can be anywhere like with Teach for America. Baltimore City teaching residency program, we cater to and directly train Baltimore City teachers. And so for you to call that out is an amazing call out because it shows the foundation of our work. We are directly connected, building and supporting Baltimore City teachers. Okay, so thank you for calling that out. Any other resonating thoughts coming up for anyone? Reactions? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I love the connection with going back to that deep engagement session, that just because something is engaging does not mean that we are watering down content. That it is still rigorous, it's important, and it's necessary. Okay? Let's keep going. All right, so the components of ISB. Go ahead and take 2 minutes to read through what ISB consists of. If you finish early, go ahead and think about your response to the question in blue. Secondary is from middle school to high school. So you have 7 to 12. Yep. God bless you. All right, go ahead and turn and talk with your table about that question in blue. How are these components helping us achieve the ISD mission statement? Go ahead and turn and talk with your table mates. 2 minutes. Go for it. All right, macaroni and cheese. Everybody, please. Let's try it again. Macaroni and cheese. Everybody, please. Yes. All right, let's bring it back together. All right. I'll take volunteers. Share out what was the conversation at your tables consisting of. One of the things I said was just PST and able to be on the student aspect or the resident aspect of ISD. It's really that time that residents really get to see what a rigorous and engaging classroom looks like. So it is important because everything that you do on the content, I was saying like CSB is kind of like how you deliver that content, and do behaviors, and ISB is like focusing on what content you're teaching, how you're going to teach it, and what is important for your for residents or for students, whatever group you're servicing at the time. So it's like really that time that you're learning and you're understanding why we teach things the way we do, why it's important to do it that way, and also watching your instructors as well. Actually teaching that and demonstrating that to our residents so that they can see, because once they see us do it, they'll be able to take that and push it. Absolutely. What I kept hearing, build classrooms. You're building a teacher. You're building a teacher. You're building a teacher to build those classrooms. When you build things, a lot of things go into that building, that construction work. And so all the things that you just talked about, modeling, showing the why, or highlighting the why, how of the thing, building classrooms, building teachers. Any other comments?
We kind of also talks about how the session framework models a gradual release in that it's instructing and modeling and showing them what to do, and then giving them that plan practice, and then having those work products so that to piggyback on what my friend over there said. It's like you're actually showing them what that rigorous classroom looks like. This is what a gradual release looks like. This is what different, and we also talked about differentiation as well. This is what differentiation looks like. This is what modifying looks like. And one aside that we had, like I said, I remember when I first became a teacher, differentiation seemed like such a big word to me. Like, oh my God, differentiate, modify. What do you mean? And then just years later, just like, oh, it's easy, easy. And it's like just unpacking things like that for them, because like for us, it might be, oh, differentiate, modify, scaffold. But for them, it's like, what do you mean? So like unpacking those moments, and even kind of going back to that place where, oh, I remember when I did this, and this is what was hard for me, and not looking at it from where we are now, but from like where they are.
Yes, please. Oh my goodness, give her all the snaps like that. that was just so. I mean, that's really important, and I just want to call this out that over time, we do as teachers develop some not so great habits. Okay, we cannot share those things with residents. They are babies. They're babies. So you think about when you like think about your niece, your nephew, your children, how you teach them how to walk. You do not tell them get up and run, my kid. Like that's not what happens. There are things that you put in place. You don't show them how to skip steps when they're walking down the steps. You don't show them how to skip the step when you're running up the step. You take step by step. So it's the same thing with residents. We have to refrain from thinking like we've been doing this forever. It's easy for us, or this is a shortcut to do it. No, you're building a muscle. You cannot go in a gym and pick up 500 pounds the first time you're there. You have to build that muscle. And so we have to remember, thank you so much for calling that out, that as coaches, we have got to remember our audience. When you are facilitating, you must remember your audience. When you are coaching, you must remember your audience. Even if they come in with years of experience, we are trying to dismantle some of that old way of thinking and introduce them to new and effective ways of thinking. So they are still babies. They want to act like that, it's like a teenager or middle school. You think you're grown, but you're not. Okay? Go ahead. Can I add to that? Sure. That's another thing. Like ISP was the time. I was a person with previous teaching experience coming into PST, and that was when I really learned. Like I was talking to you earlier about that, like all that content, all the words, all the lovely educational acronyms and things like that. That was where I really learned all those things. So even for the residents that already have that experience, how important it is for them to understand. Like there's so much more that you miss from not going to undergraduate education that you learned in ISP sessions, and how important it is, and like holding that in and expressing it like what all these things are, like you said, graduate release model, because all those words are like I don't even know what that is, and I came in here and I've already taught for 3 years. So. Absolutely, yep. And then even coming to this district, because like there are things that this district does differently, than other school districts, and so we have that knowledge as well that we try to embed in our session. So thanks for calling that out for everyone's response. Okay, so let's look at some details around ISB. Go ahead and review this slide. The question that I'm going to ask you is what connections are you seeing between ISB, these details here, and what you're seeing during staff training? So the question again, what connections are you seeing between staff training and the ISB details that you see on this slide or in front of you? What connections are you seeing? Stevie, can you share out? Yes, yes. It's a method to our madness. We do everything that we're asking you to do. We have shown you how to do this during staff training. Okay. So some things that you may not even like grasp, you can say, oh, well, she did it that way, or Brittany did it that way, or Rita, or Zani, or someone else that facilitated. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna emulate in a sense of what they did and add my own teacher voice to it. Go ahead. Absolutely. I'm going to call out once again another meta moment. I went to Courtney and Stevie and told them I'm going to call on you for the next session. You're going to have some residents that are shyer than others. You're going to have some residents that need to process and need to think about what their response. So the same way we do that with our students, it's okay to do that with our adult residents as well. All right. So now we're going to take a few minutes, 7 minutes to be exact, to look at your scope and sequence with your content team. So you're going to have to take a moment and move into your content team. So let's do that first. I should have given better what to do directions. So first, move to your content teams. Your content teams are secondary and primary. So you all can either come to these two tables, like we have secondary here at these two tables, and then primary here at these two tables. Yep.
Oh, you're secretary?
You said, oh, she said you're leaving her, Stevie. She said bye.
I thought she was primary. Right.
We're trying to mix it up tonight. All right. Once you get in your groups, let's get there in 5, 4. Let's wrap up our conversation in 3 and 2. All right, and 1. I'm sorry, not and 2 and 1. All right. All right. Once now you're in your content groups, you're now going to take 7 minutes and look at your scope and sequence. That handout is in the Google Classroom under Math, ELA, and then Primary. All right. You're going to take a few minutes and look at your scope and sequence and think about these questions, the relationship between each session and our ISB vision. And then you're going to look at how do these sessions build on each other. Go ahead and do that for 7 minutes, and then we will come back together and do something else fun.
For content group. Is in this content group. That's not.
Okay.
So one of the things that I like about it is that it starts with the vision of excellent instruction before even introducing the standards to kind of ground like what it is TNTP and BCTR are looking for before they even really hit what Baltimore City is looking for, what BCTR is working towards, which I think is a good step of building.
Adam, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
When we're supposed to read for like a silent minute first.
So I don't know. They're talking. I just heard them talking.
No, I'm just asking because I didn't read it yesterday.
Oh, well then you take your time, bro.
Say what you said again, Adam.
I was saying I like that it starts with BCTR's vision of excellent instruction before diving into the state standards that residents are working towards, kind of develop an idea of who BCTR is as educators before they say what we're working towards, which I think is good.
Okay. I love how prepared you were, Adam.
I did this the other night on our Zoom. I started answering questions. I'm excited.
On your Zoom.
Yeah, our Zoom. Brittany got mad at me because I started talking about the growth areas. I was supposed to.
I'm like, wait, did I miss
We're not there yet.
There you go. I just get excited.
Well, thanks for doing this.
I'll try to.
Sonny, so all of us are in elementary.
Yes, but Adam and Fort are ECE, so there'll be a group, and
Okay, and then
you
me, Sammy, and Kelsey.
Sammy. I don't know what Sammy. But yeah, so you will be a triad. So you'll split the 10 amongst 3, and then they'll split. So they'll have 5 apiece, and then you all will have 3.
Yeah.
Claudia might need until 4 because she's been doing this for a long time. But you all can.
4 is better than 5.
But yeah, after you've been doing ISB, for long enough, I never forget when I saw Dr. Barnes do an ISB session. It was with you, and I was like, "What is happening?" He didn't even look at his notes. He was just flowing because he knew the information. That's why I said that to Claudia, because she's been doing it long enough. So some of the content is just in her. But you all will all do amazing.
The thing I do want to call out is for ECE, especially because the curriculum or the scope and sequence is like elementary. You all need to pull in like ed and ECE things. So for example, meetings and things like that, and you can add those things. So I gave you like a base skeleton, a mini skeleton, but a skeleton, and then you will add in the components of ECE to make it your smaller baby.
Looking at this ability was just making me think of like something I've been thinking of all night, which is like we know all these things, but teaching them is different than when we talk about it. We have this teacher language, and it all makes sense to us the way we talk about it. But like teaching them to residents who don't have that same bank of knowledge and that those experiences is like it just reminds me like it's like relearning them, and then it's like we always say about like I don't know how to learn to read, but now that I teach children how to learn to read, I know how I had to go back and reteach myself those things. So that's what it's making me think of, and just like how beneficial it would be like to go back and really dive deep into each of these components
I think
as
it's
coaches.
like building on what you said, and what stands out for me is like the gradual release model of it because it does gradually build on each other. And I think one thing that you find the residents say out the gate, and it's always like amazing to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, but it's the first day. We're going to touch on the skill again. And it's like, if you look at it, you see like the gradual release building on and layering that skill. And that's something that happens in classrooms. Like, you don't just do a retail on day one and never do it again. And so it's like, it's modeling the residents that when you teach a strategy, it's going to come back and it's going to layer on, and some days are for exposure, some days are for practice, and some days are for mastery.
Absolutely.
It does make me wonder. I don't know if you two can speak to it. Kind of like, is there a little bit more freedom once you hit math because you kind of already modeled a gradual release from the LA?
Yeah.
Are you able to kind of have a little bit more freedom for residents?
Yeah, I think so. I think it becomes like more, you're right, automatic for the residents to kind of understand.
Like the purview, like
Yeah.
the lingo of it.
But I think that the sessions are so beautifully put together. You remember this, Adam, because it's like, well, gradual release is the same concept, but those are different with ELA versus math. A lot of times the math is just real clear. So I will say that what's not explicitly here is within the ISB sessions, you do have to do an exemplar lesson. So it doesn't have to be like I'll get some clarity from Shanita. I know, I think one of the first years I was coaching, I had a video lesson that we kind of dissected and took apart, which could be really amazing because they can see actual students. And then I know last year, me and Claudia, we just did the lesson right there. So we taught the residents, we had a huge meta moment. We taught them as if they were students, and then we had to call back like, what did you see what I did? And things like that. The challenge with that is that you might have 2 or 3 sessions where you have to deliver an exemplar lesson, and so you have to start and stop. And sometimes they don't remember. Versus if you taught for 25 minutes in your classroom, something that you're doing every day anyway, you make sure you show up and show out. You can just it's easier on you. So I know when I did my video lesson, it was much easier. When me and Claudia did we did last year, that was a challenge because it was like I had to remember. What did I do? But it was fun. We had a lot of fun. But so it's really I'm gonna clarify what she needed, but I think it's really I'll ask you now. So the exemplar lesson.
Yeah.
Do you want them? Would you rather them? Because like I said, I know I told them when I had Adam, like me and Devin, we had a video, which I thought was really amazing because they saw students. But then with me and Claudia, we did our lesson right then and there, and we used them as students. What do you prefer they do?
I think there are pros and cons to both of them.
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
honest, I think it's easier to reference a video to pull the video up and say like, hey, like this is remember this part of the video. We can look at it, and go back and refer. The thing about that is if a person is not in the classroom and they're doing that model lesson, then what happens then? Because some of our coaches are no longer in the classroom.
That's true.
Or they're teaching like higher ed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it depends on who's doing the model lesson and what they feel comfortable with. And if we go with like videos, we have to give you like a video release for your students and things like that. So I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
And I don't, I already have for that. And that's actually the call out that I can make for everyone.
Okay.
So it just depends on who's doing the model lesson.
Yeah.
If they can video, it's fine because again, you can like reference it. It's a good resource. But there are also just other things that we have to consider with our video.
Okay.
So I really remember going over that video, like the fluency of math. I remember what the video exactly was. I remember a lot of talking about it.
Yeah.
That was very beneficial.
All right, let's bring it back together. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I just want to hear like just some resonating things that or conversation pieces that came up with you in your groups, and then Donnie had an excellent question. I just want to like highlight for the entire group, and then we'll move to our next part of the session, our last part of the session. So. Oh yeah, acting like a student. Is my mic on? It's not. See? Now we can.
We talked about how the first session is built on a foundation, and also that I also talked about the buy-in of residents going into like a new space. I don't know if you say a foreign space, but going into a new space. And then I also noticed that the first sessions are like the what, and then it gradually goes into the how.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. This group here, what was something that came up?
Adam shared that he noticed or he liked the way that it started with the vision of excellent instruction for BCTR, and it's starting with that before you move into anything related to board BCPS was really important because that's what all of the work is going to be grounded in.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that I want to highlight for the entire group. So the first one, one of the first ISB sessions, or early on, rather not but early on, is a model lesson. So actually showing residents a full model lesson. One of the things that Donnie asked was, should we do a video, a pre-recorded video, or do it in real time? And one of the things I was sharing with her, or some things I was sharing with her, was that it depends on who's doing that model lesson. If they're still in the classroom, if they have access, to that video equipment, that quality video equipment. Now we're trying out something now with our recording here tonight. A video is amazing because you can go back and reference it, and you don't have to like redo that part of the lesson and things like that. But there are other things that go into that. So if you are considering, if you're the person who will do that model lesson, it's important that if you're going to do a video, that we give you that video release form for students, because we cannot have students on video without parental permission. So those are things to consider when we are looking into doing videos. And you can go ahead and do your model lesson with your residents. That's no problem. And thinking about it now, you could actually record that model lesson. So you can record that model lesson with your residents, keep it on file, and then refer to it if you do not have access to students, or if it's just too much of a hassle to get that permission. All right. Any questions coming up about the scope and sequences before we move to our next section? I'm sorry. All right. So now you're going to have time just with your facilitation partner. Okay. This is a time where you're going to break out with your partner, and you're going to spend some time doing like mini working styles conversations. You're going to talk about like, when it comes to facilitation, how comfortable are you? If you've ever like co-facilitated in the past. One of the things that I did when I was a coach, I talked to my partner about, I was an ELA girl, she was a math girl. In the elementary world and ECE world, we teach all subjects, so we don't we have to be versed in both things. But when you're coaching or you're facilitating, not coaching but facilitating rather, you can pick those sessions. So if Courtney and I were together, I would say, girl, can you do the math?
You know it.
And I can do, and I can do the ELA or the reading, So those are things that you can talk about with your partner, what you feel comfortable with. Go for it.
I would also call out the same thing applies to the standards. Like if you are familiar with teaching the Common Core state standards, you've done that like regularly, that might be the session that you lead versus someone who's coming in from out of state or someone who maybe hasn't taught at this level of Common Core state standards.
Yes, that's definitely a good call out. What feels comfortable for you? That's how you have your partner. So I don't have to be well versed in everything. I have a great partner, and we can do it together. Okay. The session logistics is just who's going to lead what session. Okay. So you're just going to, there's a template in your handouts, and you're going to complete that template for you and your partner. Like both of you all will have a copy of that, but only one of you will send that to your manager, and that should be done before this session ends. Okay. So that's your first to-do item. After your working styles conversation, who's going to lead what sessions, and then you're going to choose one person to email that to your manager. Okay? And then managers will send their completed list to myself so that I have eyes on all the things. Okay? The other part of the other part of the session or your time with your partner will be actually setting up your Google Classroom. So again, the same thing we do for staff training, you will do for your residents. Okay. So together, you're going to set up your Google Classroom. If one person is more experienced in this than the other, go ahead and let that person be the lead as far as setting it up on their computer. Both of you all don't have to have it open on your computer. You can choose one person to set it up, but of course collaborate on like the welcome message and things like that. The to-do items for that: create your welcome message tonight, do your theme, or you can add a photo, and then add Rita. Huh?
No, Rita.
Oh my goodness! You know what? That's hilarious. You know what that was? So last year it was the full-time team, and I took so yeah, add the Rita, Zani, myself, Brittany, and Johari as teachers. Okay, because if anything ever happens and we have to get into your classroom, we need to have access to get into your classrooms. Okay, and then these are just things to note for your Google Classroom that don't apply right now in the moment, but will apply as sessions go forth during PST. Any questions about what we're doing for the last 23 minutes of this session? All right, 7:25 is our cutoff time, and then we'll break and then end the night with Brittany. All right, so you all can go ahead and move wherever you all want with your partners. There are empty tables over there. You can move. It's just you and your partner. And then, as Zani explained to you all have a three thing, a throuple happening.
So is it, should we go ahead and plan out the sessions or?
Okay, go over there. Okay.
You know, I'm over saying.
Are you a math person?
I am a math person.
So I feel like, right, and I'm an ELA person.
Okay. I love it.
What is that?
You want me to text her or you want to text her and ask her? You want to text her and ask her what she prefers?
Okay.
And again, like you, because she's not here, like it's fine, like to plan that, plan the thing. That's fine. Like once she waits in, like it's still go ahead. We can't necessarily wait, for her.
So I'm good to do, if you want me to do 4, I can do 3.
You know, we have to add it up. I was kind of joking with you, but
Oh, okay.
but I mean, yeah, because if you did 4,
3.
that's 10.
3.
Yeah.
Because someone's going to have to do 4 anyway. So I can do 3, 4, 5, and 6. But what I was thinking is that the first one, maybe all of us could do together. What do you think?
All 3 of them?
Yeah. I keep thinking of us as us, so it's like we're not us anymore.
We did break up the first one.
So us, the 3 of us could do
Yeah,
the first
that's a
one.
good idea.
And
But then it'll be 3, 3, 3.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
I can hit that. I'm in the chart. I can type in.
You're what?
I'm already in the chart. I can type in the chart. So
So I'll do, what did I say, 3, 4, and 5? Let me look at it again now that you made that point, and I'm not going to do 4. Where did I see the thing?
it's still called co-lead if it's more than 2 people. It's a silly question. I feel like that's a silly question.
Is it what?
It's called co. It's still called co-lead if it's more than 2 people.
I think so.
That's a silly question.
I don't think so. I don't think it's silly because I had to think about it. I was like,
I think it's ridiculous.
I'm trying to find the paper with the sessions on it again. I just had it.
Oh, it's
it's right. Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
That's the
I'm trying to be fancy with 2 screens open. I forgot.
Okay, second session is Common Core State Standards Deep Dive. So I know you said you wanted to do the literacy, which would be
So,
myself on this.
so I was gonna do. Let me see. I could either do 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6. It doesn't matter. 4, 5, and 6 I think go more together because they're the 3 gradual release ones. I'm good. Either 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6.
So I don't want to like. I feel like because then I could do 7, 8, and 9, but I don't want to like. But then that leaves like awkwardness, like Sammy
Well, then do 8, 9.
Sammy, so
Because
Sammy would do 2.
which is
That's just about the Common Core shifts.
Yeah.
And I think there is some, I have to look at it, but there is some ELA talk in there. I don't think it's all. I have to look at it. But I don't remember it being all just Common Core, Common Core, Common Core.
Common Core state standards. So Sammy can do 2. Common Core state standards.
Claudia, you said you'll do 3, 4, and 5.
either 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6. I feel like 4, 5, and 6 go more together because those are 3 gradual release ones.
Mhm.
But if you want me to start at 3, I'm flexible.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I kind of agree that 4, 5, and 6 go
Should stay together,
more
yeah.
than 3, 4, and
So
5.
Sammy 2 and 3.
So Sammy could do 2 and 3, and then I'll do 4, 5, and 6
And then
because they're
you'll
like a kid.
you'll do 7, 8, 9. Well, how come? And Sammy doesn't have 3.
Yeah, she'll do 10, which is what is 10.
It's gradual release.
So does it make more sense for her to do
Maybe 7.
3 and 7? Because that's vision of mastery, backwards planning, code for literacy.
Yeah.
So Sam would do 3 and 7. It's the same thing.
I
It's
feel like
just
it'll be
not
better.
ELA.
That's a good idea.
I feel like it'll be better for you too because I feel like 8, 9, and 10 are kind of like,
They go
a
together.
bundle too.
Yeah.
And then it'll be easier for you to internalize because they touch on like all the same things. It's like a part 2,
Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to find her number.
So I'm 4, 5, and 6, and 1. And then
So
so
you-
we should look at 1 now to
Yeah.
see how we're gonna split up 1.
Well, so the sessions aren't. We can look at the sessions aren't ready. Because I haven't watched it. Yeah. 'Cause remember, there's like a text to it and everything like that.
Okay.
So
Okay. So we'll split 1 and then I'm 4, 5, 6.
yeah. So hopefully they'll be ready within like. I'm gonna try to have it ready within like 2 weeks. So y'all can at least have a meeting.
So it's going to be interesting because my experience with like, I led math all year last year and I led content teams and it was like our content teams was just our team is huge. So like 12 people, 13, 14 people, but it's like, there's not like there is a high expectation for engagement. However, it's not like this.
Yeah.
So it's like it was harder to plan for. Like I could plan for engagement all day long, but I gotta get the engagement. Not always because it wasn't it wasn't a like we actually had a lot of people that just like were purposely not engaged.
But you
so I'm
you
excited
delivered
to-
PD before.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to deliver it to like completely willing people that want to that are not like irritated with me because
Sometimes.
listen.
Sometimes, right?
Oh goodness.
Okay, so I'm doing the ELA gradual release session. So for Google Classroom, I would take.
So y'all gotta talk because Claudia is like, she's really tech savvy. She makes things look pretty. So y'all gotta talk about y'all strengths and what y'all bring in. I think that's really dope that you've done PD before, and so both of you all are amazing with PD. I haven't said this in here because I want to know what her strengths are and stuff like that.
Did you text her? Is she
I'm
like-
about to. I'm trying to find the numbers.
Her number? I have it in my phone.
Okay.
I should have told her.
Sorry, I need to get everybody. I need to get your number too. Kelsey.
I say I know you
I
know
think
me.
I'm in the
Oh, duh. Yeah, let me look. It's just Sammy down in there. But let me look.
because we have to add Sammy
To the group chat.
I really should put something was missing. I just could not.
But here's the funny thing. I kept looking around like, I feel like someone's missing.
I know, me too.
I'm like, where's Sammy? I'm like, maybe she's at the backup. Maybe I can't see her. And then I looked at all the name tags. Like, maybe she's in the back. And then when they brought the mic, I'm like, yeah, Sammy is missing.
Yeah.
Do you have all these hard things in my name?
Yes. I have hard things to oils. And
I was immediately jealous when I saw all those parts.
So
How
I'm
did Sammy get so hard?
You know what?
Sorry.
Let me change Sammy. Let me change her to
Something. Equitable hearts.
I don't know if there's no place for this, but like you said, you really like tech savvy into the classroom and like you could like make things look really nice. I think one of my strengths also is like I'm very like, okay, for this I'm going to need this many copies of this. They need to be stapled like this. They need to be put together
That's
like this.
good.
Like, so I'm very like detail oriented, and that way, um, I don't know exactly where that will fall with it.
We're gonna need
but
all of that because we always need all the things.
because I think my instructional assistant, he like gets a little irritated. He's like,
You're
okay,
what?
my instructional assistant, because I coached him last year in math, so he leads the majority of our math lesson every single day, and I'm like, yeah, but do you have this? Yeah, but did you prep this? And he, every day he's like, no, I didn't. He's like kind of like a more like a go with the flow, and I'm like, yeah, sir, you forgot these 15 things here that you need for the lesson. He'll be ready to teach it beautifully, but he'll be like, oh, yeah, like the materials, yeah, you need those things there. So I tend to be very good at that stuff.
What do we want to name our classroom before you walk away? Do you want us to say, or do you just want us to pick?
Y'all can pick, but you can like Harmony Champions or whatever.
How many residents are in the elementary?
I'm like dying to know. I don't know yet.
What's a grade? What is elementary considered? 3 through 5. What's elementary considered? 3 through 5 or is it 2 through 5?
It might be K to 5. No, it might be K to 5. Oh no, it might be no. Yeah, you're right. 3 to 5. You're right because there's ECE. What do you want to name our classroom?
I have not created an asset.
So last year we were motivated. So this is like what I love to do. This is why I'm like, last year we were Motiversity. We had all these cute like little quotes. I think Motiversity is nice too. Then this year,
What is it? What was it?
it was Motiversity.
Okay.
It wasn't Moti. Our theme was Motiversity, and I think we were the primary champions.
Okay.
So maybe we can name a Motiversity. What do you think?
I am good with that. I really am not. I promise you, I am like the least creative person when it comes to things like names and like things like that. And I don't know why. I just have no.
That's fine. I was thinking too about my mountaintop analogy. I'm like, I so want to have this mountain this year. It is going to be so symbolic, but I'm like, what do you name it?
We have a kid puts it like a mountaintop.
What is it?
We used to just say like climbing the mountain or climbing the mountain to college. Well, our kids was to college to and through college, climbing the mountain to and through college. But that was like, but now we don't say that anymore because like we do college and career.
I like that. Let's ask ChatGPT. How do we make climbing the mountain into a classroom name? I want to create a name for our skill building. We want to incorporate climbing the mountain success. Give us potential classroom.
So Sammy just said she's only ever taught ELA.
But so for I think that she'll do because it's just backwards
said.
planning ELA and backwards planning math. I think that once she does the backwards planning ELA session, which is first, then she should be good to do the backwards planning math session because it's really just about assessments. And I feel like if you know how to backwards plan for one content, then you should hit backwards plan.
This is a tough call to make.
Huh?
I said this is a tough call to make.
Let me see what is it.
Which one we talking about? Kelsey, is it 7?
Yeah, she would just do backwards planning for math, which is, I mean, that's if you can.
I mean, she's gonna be coaching people.
Yeah, she has to. Yeah, she has to. Yeah,
It's your fault. Because it's the same theme, right? And I think it's better to keep those two
It
together.
really is like the same
right.
session.
Except with math
It's like the
versus.
same session. So
And I mean, it's not. We can collaborate. Also, if she's not well versed in math, like we can always
We'll jump in.
collaborate to
Yeah.
like with like the intricacies of actual math.
The Summit Scholars.
I like that.
The Summit Scholars. I love it. I love ChatGPT.
Summit scholars.
I love it. The summits. So these are all the options: Summit Scholars, Peak Performance Pavilion, Altitude Achievers Academy. We want to use the mountain. We want. Because I had to keep the mountain. I'm like, yo, we taking this mountain with us. Climb to Success Classroom, Ascent Academy. For 2 seconds, and I promise you get right back with your partner. I was putting in on the CSB group, and great call outs in there. When you are looking at your ISB session and you have access to them, it is fine to embed timers and things of that nature. We want to stay away from adding like the frilly stuff and the stuff that's not like in alignment to PNC branding. Okay, so just want to call that out. The other thing is that when you're embedding timers, please refrain from using the siren. The police siren. It's abrasive. It's triggering for our students. It can be triggering for, even teachers, but you just don't want to be triggered. That's just a call out. So please stay away from using the police siren timers. The other timers are good. So I just want to call that out for this group as well.
Yeah, so we do like customization. So that's the thing. Like the sessions are very, you have to add in your notes and you'll customize them, but it's not like you're not going to be customizing for hours and hours. You know what I mean? Everything is there, and we don't want to change too much at all.
It's more like internalizing.
Yes, yes.
Right, I'm gonna send this chart. I'm just gonna send the chart to you, correct?
Mm-hmm. Sonny.
Yeah, to Sonny.
The Summit Scholars. This is the stuff I miss about teaching. Like the creativity of it, like the little fun things.
Like since I've been reading like TLAC lately, I've been like, oh my god, like this is really, when you get more into teaching, you're like, oh my god, this strategy, I use it, but like this is such a great like reminder, refresher. And I've been like doing like little things in my classroom lately, and they're so not into it because they're like, okay, ma'am, it's May 13th. All of these new little things that you want to do.
I remember one year, the first year I did coaching. We did like read like a superhero, read what is it, the objective like a superhero, and I went back and did it in my classroom, and they loved it. And I think it was like Teacher Appreciation Week the next week, and they had to like send their little feedback to the classroom, and I got a shout out at the next thing like, it's like does the most fun stuff. She had it as
So cute.
she had us to read like a superhero. I'm like, well, I'm so glad I attended that session. I got that strategy.
We just the teacher appreciation week, and it was the kids got to say like certain things that you liked. Like, what do you like best about your teacher? What were some fun things she did? Like, they all talked about the popsicles I gave them. That was like the popsicles. That was the best thing I did all year. So glad.
Please give me something. All right, so I named this the Primary Summit Scholars, and I put like a little mountain.
That is cute.
I'm gonna have a little artwork and put Alex on like a mountain backdrop. So let me add everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Kelsey, what is your email address? Since you're sitting right here.
Kelsey.jarvis@TNT.
ALSEY.JARVIS.
KELSY, yep, at TNT.
So Kelsey Zani. Nope. Azania.
I would say Nizani too at night.
Okay, now. Why is her name not popping up? Azania. Alright, let's try something else. Shanita. No one else's name is popping up. Okay, Azania. Graham at TNTB. I think that's right. Did you see it? The invite? Excuse me, I apologize.
I am yawning too today. I don't know what is the
These nights are long. It's like,
I never sleep well on Sunday nights. So like
You
Monday,
are?
I
Oh.
never sleep well on Sunday night. I
Really?
don't know what it is. It's like I guess it's like a. I'm just like thinking about the week. I can't really.
And I remember Sundays were all never like fun days when I was teaching. Because you got to prepare for the week and.
Just your whole life has to be together.
Right. Your stuff has to be clean, your house has to be clean,
Yes.
the clothes have to be washed. Like,
Yes.
oh my goodness, the weekend was never fun.
I'm glad you say that. It's so valuable because I really like some of my friends. Like, yeah, just something I'm doing. I'm like, huh? I'm exhausted on Friday. Saturday, I immediately start doing things to be ready for the next week. Like, what do you mean you're doing? You're going here and there.
I think people who aren't teachers don't get it.
They don't.
They no. But then sometimes I feel like you're kind of like in a bubble too.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, I would be like that every Sunday. And I remember talking to like the other teachers in my school. They're like, "Yeah, we're going to Sky Zone, and we go every Thursday. You're out here having all this fun, going to Sky Zone on a weekly basis." I'm like,
Yeah.
where they do that at?
Yeah.
So I feel like it can be being a teacher. I feel like you can be in your head a lot, so much.
Yes. I do that, and it's hard to because my friends, like a lot of my friends, closest friends work with me at my school. So we've all had to like, even though it's really nice, we had to like set boundaries around like we can't talk on the phone for 3 hours after school without work because it's not healthy. So then now it's like we don't do that anymore, but it's like, all right, I'm just talking to myself in my head. And like it goes on and on and I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of this. That's why I had to get out of the house. Like I just had to go and do it. I did not get the invite.
You didn't? Kelsey. I feel like I spelled it properly.
Where would it come to?
I'm gonna invite you again and see if it works.
Because I'm on my Google Classroom. It's enrolled.
I feel like I'm really trying just to pull up these email addresses. I found Shanita, Kelsey. Oh, you found it? Oh. Oh, here we go. Kelsey. I feel like Sundays are such an important day to like reset though. Like being out of the classroom now, like my Sunday, it's so jacked up because it takes a while to like, get out of those habits. But like the days that I do have fun, it's like, oh, this is amazing. And then you feel like rested and like ready for the week.
Yes, I agree with that. Just like what I've noticed lately is like when I try to do everything Sunday, and I think about just doing everything on Sunday, I actually feel really overwhelmed. And then Sunday night comes and I'll be like, oh my god, it's 6 o'clock. And I just got out of the store, the grocery store.
All right,
And it just
we
doesn't
have one
actually
more minute. So go ahead and wrap up your conversation. Your exit tickets. We'll take a break at 7:25 and get ready for our last session at 7:30.
So I think like me, okay, yeah, I got it down.
You already got a graphic made, don't you? You already got.
No, I'm inviting people and bonding with Kelsey.
I'm trying to like be the teacher. But I like stopped because I'm like, okay, now like I don't go to grocery stores anymore. I go on Mondays, but not now. But I was going on Mondays, and like it just feels so much better to like have my Sunday to relax. Whatever happens on Monday, if I eat out 4 times during the day, whatever it may be, that'll be it, and then I'll restart.
And then it's like, this is how regular people live their life. Oh my God.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
It's weird.
Like, just go out on Sunday all carefree. Like, when I was a teacher,
No
that was
more Monday
on.
scaries. Those
Right.
Sunday scaries.
Right, because Sundays are anxious. Like, oh my god, I
And
gotta
it
do this,
shouldn't be
this,
like
this, this,
that.
and it should. And that's what I was telling her. Like, when I stopped doing all that stuff, it's like it felt so free. Like, oh my god, this is how regular people. This is how people live. They get up, they go to church, eat their brunch, they just chill.
Yeah, they don't think about. Yeah,
They don't stay up all night doing paperwork and reports, and it's like.
even I have friends that work at our school, our school's so large, that are like on the like that work on certain specific teams and on like the culture team and things like that, and they're just and I'm like, you're not gonna you're just chilling, huh? Going out today. Oh, okay. Did you think about what you're gonna eat tomorrow for lunch at work? No, I didn't think about. Okay, great. Did you pick out your outfit? No. What? I feel like the teachers, you hold so much other stuff in your mind that you just can't afford to not be prepared for other
See, I
ways.
did not invite Sonny. I invited Sonny. It's and the thing is, like, when you stop doing all those things, it's like you become so much more calm, and it's like you're better. You do it even better. Like,
Yep.
I journal a lot, and I remember like going through my old journal. Sometimes it's like I have to do this, do, and it's like when you come out of this, and sometimes you do stuff so that you can be a certain person, but you're still not being that person. You're just doing a bunch of things, checking off a bunch of boxes, and it's like, how do I actually become
That person.
this person? Like,
Yes.
chill and
Yeah.
embody this person, and it's like, okay, now I feel a little bit more intentional, a little bit more meaningful, you know. So.
Absolutely, that's really true. And I think
Right.
for
Read our
like
welcome
even
and
like
see if you like it.
for you know like my current assistant principal was a first grade teacher with me for a long time on our team, and she stepped into the role this year. And there was like times where I have to
It's like
like
about
remember
you join the
what
classroom
it felt like when
early
you were
or
in the
that session,
classroom. So
right?
you might be working on something,
No, they're gonna get on
but
your first
your
step.
team might not.
So maybe we should take out the
So
ones where
whenever you come in
your
Monday
coaches can't
morning
wait to
and
teach you so
expect,
people can
yes,
photo
to
session
teach
later.
Yeah.
yes,
Did y'all
teachers
want to
already
include? I
just
know we
teachers
always
trained
include
to
like
teach.
contact
But like
information. Or even if
whenever
it's you
you
don't have to
think about
include the
all the
phone.
yesterday on Sunday,
But no.
you
Yeah,
can't
I'm,
release
I'm
that.
totally cool with that. I know that they can
Routine
access like the
immediately
email from the
Monday
people
morning,
section,
because
but
that's
maybe it
gonna
would
create
just
a
be
lot
smart
of
Yeah.
like.
to just include
Here's
like
our
Yeah,
email.
you're
If
right.
y'all
That did
want to
feel like
include the
that
phone,
whenever
if
I
y'all
was
have
a
I
teacher.
don't
Dean Claudia had to
So
call us
it's just
all.
a difference.
Who am I supposed to invite? Zani? Oh, Rita. I invited Shanita.
Johari.
Let me see. Johari, Kelsey, Shanita, Zani. So Rita and Brittany.
Primary science college. That's so funny. Are they still calling you the residents?
No, they gave up on me. You know who calls me though? Michael. I need to text him back. Michael and Erica actually helped me move. We had like a moving party.
Oh, they help you move? Wow. That's awesome.
We had a moving party. We took pictures. We danced.
Doesn't he look at her?
He does. And he texted me the other day. Michael called, texted me all the time. He's the only one still checking for me. But he remember he was living next to me though.
Yeah. So he might, is he going to work this summer? He might be there.
I don't know how to answer this stuff.
He might be there.
To see like what's up. Shanita, Rita, Brittany. Guy don't text me no more.
That guy's a trip.
Do you guys know? Shoot, what's her name? Her name. She teaches. She taught pre-K at Glenmount.
Oh,
She taught pre-K. She just taught pre-K at Glenmount Elementary.
UCTR?
Yeah. She was
Brand new?
She did it the year that was virtual.
Okay. So
I want to
2 years it was
before
virtual.
me.
It was 20 and 21 was virtual.
20 and 21 was virtual. Were you there for this?
21.
I think her
But Courtney went through the virtual year. So Courtney might know him.
name. When my friend Kanisha was teaching, was the
You know Kanisha, right? Because she was a CSP.
Kay is one of my best friends. Yep.
Really?
Yes. Yep. We teach together.
She's so fabulous.
I love her. She took Erica's spot.
I'm saying she's a coach.
Yeah, she's technically a coach, but I mean, when Erica left, she took her. She's in grade level GLA for second grade, so she coaches through them. But yeah, she's not like as much as in her MCL role as she was
Okay.
before.